So one day, me and Mrs. RV was driving down a highway on one of our trips, and we came across this manufactured housing dealership. And we had heard about them. We didn't know much about them, so we decided to pop in and take a look at what they were all about. The one we liked was $70,000 or $80,000, which is cheap for a house, but I thought it was pretty high for manufactured housing. Afterwards, I did some research on the internet, and the manufacturers keep bragging about how cheaply they can build a house because they do it in a factory. They have all the tools right there. They're out of the weather. They don't have to truck all the tools and the parts and the crew out to a job site. And plus, there's no foundation, no utilities to hook up or anything like that, like a guy who builds a home on site. So with all that bragging going on, I don't know, I thought 70 or 80,000 was quite a bit of money for this thing, but it's damn cheap for California house, that's for damn sure. Here in California, I don't know about where you live, but the majority of your house price is actually, the value is actually in the dirt, in the property. It's not the building. And I remember my first house aggravated me to death when I found out my property was worth $50,000. But my house is only worth 13 grand. But that was a lot of years ago. Lots of luck finding a house for $63,000 now. Hell, I paid more than that from a motorhome. But at any rate, when I was in there, we took some pictures and took a little bit of video. And here, let me show it to you, and I'll share it with you. Another thing I didn't like about the manufactured housing, there's 3 steps. And that's great right now. But as we get older, it's going to be harder and harder for us to get around. Our mobility is going to be limited. Sure, you can build yourself a handicap ramp, but the truth is I'd rather not be any ramp at all. But I learned later, when you have the guys, the crew come out to build your foundation, instead of just laying out a slab of concrete, you can actually have what would you call it, a depressed or recessed, or it's a pocket underneath the house. So when you lay the house down, it recesses, so the front door will be at ground level. So that can be done, but it's an additional charge, of course. You'll notice all these houses, they're rather not too wide, but long, and they replicate kind of a mobile home. But these are not mobile homes. Mobile homes are built out of metal. And these are manufactured housing. So the size is so they can get it on a truck trailer. They build it in a factory, put it on a truck trailer, and they haul it out to a job site. And I'm not sure how they get it off. I don't know if it's rolls off a special trailer, or they use a crane, or what the story is. But at any rate, they take it off the trailer and they put it on your foundation. They hook the thing up and they hook up your utilities, and away they go. And this thing, just like a mobile home though, it can come in a single wide, double wide, triple wide. I looked at something called modular housing, and son of a bitch, you can have as many modules as you want. I watched a video up in Napa Valley where they built one. It had 8 different modules, and they had them all different angles, and it was quite a assembly what they did there. So I don't know if that could be done with a manufactured housing. I don't think so. They got a blueprint and they built this house, and the later part of the video is the one that we dug the best. And so anyway, let me show you my video and share with you something. It's an option retirement. Oh, so when we retire, Mrs. RV and I, we'd like to live along the California coast. And so at this place, we mentioned that to the salesman at this place, and he says here in California we have something that protects the coast called the California Coastal Commission. You don't do nothing without their approval, and I know that. And he said on the average, when you're going to do any building, the California Coastal Commission has authority within 2 miles of the water's edge along the Pacific coast of California. And he said it's been his experience in the past, it takes on average about 2 years to get their approval from these guys. So I don't know, that kind of kicked me in the balls. when I'm ready to do it, I want to do it. I hate to be puttering around with this and waiting for permits for 2 years. So I don't know. I don't know if we'll go this way or not. We've actually been looking at existing homes now, but that's somewhere down the line. But we're just looking to see what's available when the time comes. So let me show you this video. Show you what we found.
We should have taken pictures of inside that one.
Look at this one back in the corner. They got like bay windows.